Hey guys, Stuart Breeding, welcome back to Studio 2. There is about 5 inches of snow outside today and we had to go ahead and cancel classes, so it's a great opportunity to catch up on some videos that I've been meaning to do. We've been talking about program design the last couple of videos, low intensity days, high intensity days. We've got several clients that are interested in doing more resistance training, incorporating more weight training into their program design. And I thought it'd be a really good idea to go into 4 or 5 different methodologies for strength training and how you can best program that into your workout designs. So I've got my trusty whiteboard set up behind me here, and I've got a weekly schedule set up, so Monday through Sunday over here. Now, under Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you will see the M, and hopefully you guys can read my writing. But you'll see the M, and that stands for the M Series workout designs. So either people are coming to our classes, doing a private session, working out with us online. There's over 100 videos that are on YouTube right now with different workout designs. Now, if you look at those, you'll see that there's 5M, 4M, 3, 2, and 1. The 5M is the most comprehensive program design that we offer, and by far the most comprehensive design that I personally have seen. So we really encourage all of our beginners to spend at least 4 weeks doing the 5M. Remember, before we start doing more strength training, or really any strength training at all, we need to make sure that we have a mobile, stable joint before we start adding more and more weight to the structure. So give it a moment of reflection before you start down the path of resistance training and loading your body with a lot of weight. If you have an unstable joint system, probably not a good idea. There's probably going to be injury down the road for you. So about 4 weeks of the 5M should enable you to start incorporating more heavy resistance training into your program design. Now from there, you can start looking at the 4M, the 3M, the 2, and the 1 that get harder as you move towards one dimension of training. So let's just say we're doing 3 hits a week. There's my M Series design. And now I want to do 3 low intensity days. And when I say low, we want to peak at about 85% heart rate max. Even though I'm weight training, I want to peak at 85. I don't want to go into these hit zones on my low intensity days. And you should be able to do that. You should be able to weight train within 60, 65, and 85% heart rate max. And also you want to probably increase the time you spend doing that, upwards of 40 to 50 minutes while you're weight training. So on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I'm incorporating a body split. And this is a very basic body split that I've got set up here. CST is chest, shoulder, tricep. Those muscles are all working together. If you incorporate some kind of movement like a bench press, you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to fire all those muscle groups. So go ahead and work them. Thursday, I've got a leg day set up. Think about squats, deadlifts, Romanian deadlifts, and then you can break it up into individual accessory exercises, which we'll talk a little bit more about. So I can hit my big major muscle groups and then come in and do leg extensions, leg curls, toe raise, things like that. The same is true with chest, shoulder, tricep, and also B&B is back and bicep. Once again, those muscles are working in unison. If I do a pull-up, I'm firing bicep as well, or a lat pull-down, I'm using my bicep. As a beginner, it's a good idea to go ahead and just stay with those muscle groups. So if I've got my base exercise, such as like a bench, squat, and a lat pull-down, I'm going to go ahead and do accessory movements after that. Probably 3 to 6 accessory exercises based on the level of conditioning that you are at. And I want to stay within those muscle groups. I want to work my back and biceps on Saturday, legs on Thursday, chest, shoulder, tricep on Tuesday. Now, as you advance, we can mix these up. Now, because the M Series design is all whole body movement, you're hitting all those major muscle groups, right? So from a joint perspective, a healthy joint perspective, it's smart to stay with these kind of push-pull ideas. But as you advance, you might want to switch these up after about 6 to 8 weeks and do chest and back leg day, arms and shoulders on the other day. And it's a good way to mix it up, and you can do that for about 6 weeks. Now, what we have to do now is figure out, all right, what's my goal? I want to do more weight training. What is my overall goal? Do I want to get stronger, specifically stronger, and move more weight? Or do I want to increase my muscle size? Or do I want a little bit of both? So what we got to do if we're looking at integrating strength, the most basic system that I know of is a 5x5 system. Okay? 5 sets of 5 reps. So what I'm going to do to start this is I'm going to find out what my 5 repetition max is. Now make sure you're using a spotter or a safety rack, something where you're not at risk, because we are talking about a repetition maximum here. So once I figure out what my 5 repetition max is, and I want to find it for my bench press, probably a bent row or pull-ups, weighted pull-ups even. I want to find my 5 RM on my squat and also my deadlift. From there, I'm going to back it up to 90%. So let's just use 200 as a number to get some easy math on this. If I back that off 10%, if I do 5 reps at 200, I'm going to back that up to 90, and that gives me 180. So I'm going to do 5 sets of 5 reps with 180 pounds, and this is how you want to write it. I'm going to do 5 sets, 5 reps. That's my working weight. So if I were to do an online program for you, this is how I would write the name of the exercise. 5 sets, 5 reps, 180. Okay? So let's just say you get to the 5th set and you get 2 reps out of that 5th set. Okay? Then the following week, we want to stay with this working weight. We're not going to go up. Once you're able to get all 5 sets with 5 reps, on your upper body exercises, you want to increase 5 pounds. 5 pounds only. On your lower body, such as squats and deadlifts, increase it 10 pounds. Once again, you come in and now you're going to do 5 times 5 times 185. And you're going to do that until you complete all 5 sets of 5 reps, and then you go up 5 pounds. Now that is the most basic way of beginning to get incorporating more strength training that I absolutely know of. As a beginner, you could look at a weight and you're going to make gains. As you progress, and you'll hear me, we'll do more videos on specificity, which means I need to be doing the activity I want to get better at. And then so much specificity will lead to accommodation. Now I'm not getting better at it because there's no stimulus there anymore. My body's used to it and I need to change things. It's going to be quite a while before you experience the accommodation. But as you advance, there needs to be a more progressive way of incorporating or a different philosophy to get out of that accommodation. And that is, the next step would be periodization. Our next video we'll talk about that. So let's just say it's hypertrophy I'm looking for. I want to get bigger. I don't necessarily want to, bench max weights and squat max weights. I want to get stronger, but I also want to get into hypertrophy. I want to increase the size of my muscle. So now we're talking about repetitions, and once again, hopefully you can see that that's an S and not a 5. Now we're talking about repetition ranges of 8s and 10s. Now, to back up a little bit, I had 3s written here also. If you're looking at strength specifically, I would recommend that after about a month of this 5x5 system, we start incorporating rep ranges of 3. So let's just say we do 3 sets of 5x5 times your working weight. Now follow it up with 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions with your working weight. This is a great, easy way of incorporating hypertrophy and strength into the same workout design. Now, come back down to this guy, your accessory movements. So let's just say I'm bench pressing, I get done. I'm going to do incline, I'm going to do tricep extensions, dumbbell press, 3 to 4 exercises in those muscle groups. All your accessory movements, everything you do after that main exercise, always is repetitions of 8 to 10. They are always hypertrophy related. We don't want to be doing 5 reps of those exercises. You're going to pick a main movement. You're going to focus your attention on it. Then you're going to do your accessory movements at 8 to 10 repetitions, and it needs to be heavy. If you're going to do 8 reps, you don't have 9. If you're doing 10, you don't have 11. That's the rep range you've got. That's your capacity. So if we're wanting to include more strength down the road, we want to start adding in triples, threes, and even 2 reps. Stay away from single repetitions for as long as possible. That's strength testing, not really strength gain. You're not going to get a lot of strength from doing a single. The strength is going to come from 5, 4, 3, 2 repetition range. So hopefully that's not confusing you guys. Now, if you specifically want to stay with hypertrophy, then your rep range looks more like this: 5 sets of 10 or 5 sets of 8 times your working weight. So hopefully you guys can understand that. Now over here I've written women. Women need to be targeting slightly higher repetition ranges than men. For strength training, ladies, I still recommend your 5 RM, your 5 repetition range, but you really are still incorporating strength up in the 7s. So just add 2 reps to that. Work with 7s, and on your way down, don't go any lower than a triple. For hypertrophy, you need to start your program design at about 12 repetitions, working down to no lower than 8 repetitions. So women, slightly higher repetition range than men. Same deal with accessories. You want to be doing a repetition range of 10s and 12s for hypertrophy. So later on, we'll talk about periodizing this, turning this into a little bit more of a strategic approach than just this blanket 5x5. I'll walk in and every week I go up 5 pounds. It's a very simple system. It's very effective for beginners. Your more advanced lifter is not going to get a lot out of that. They're going to flatline pretty quickly with that. Last thing I wrote on here is recovery. If you look, guys, if we're doing 6 days a week of weight training, we're talking about, you've got to be putting in some time, even on your off day. You've got to be putting in some time on recovery. You've got to be doing some mobility, foam rolling before and after, dynamic stretching. So go foam rolling, dynamic stretching, and then go into your activity. Once you're done with it, that's when you really want to target your static stretching and more foam rolling. But you need to be spending another 20 minutes a day at least in recovery to make sure that your joints can sustain this type of workload. So I hope this makes sense. I know my writing is absolutely hideous. I don't know if you guys can see this yet. Obviously I haven't looked at the video. I hope you can. Any questions, as usual, please don't hesitate. You can either write on the video itself, hey, I got questions about this, I'm confused, or email me directly, stuart@studio2nashville.com. And we'll be doing several more videos over the next couple of weeks about program design. Just remember, this is a very basic program design. If you're not training with us, I really encourage you to get on YouTube, start plugging in those 3 hits a week. Those M-Series designs are awesome, badass workouts. You will get ripped to shreds without a doubt, and you will get stability in all of your joints so that we really can start progressing and pushing more load. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good one.